The Forum on the Family is coming up in August, Thursday 28th and Friday 29th of August at the Dewdrops Event Centre in Manukau City, just down the road from Rainbow's End. Now, the conference is going to bring together a national network of family-focused organisations, scholars, church and community leaders, and individuals who are social conservatives, like you. So you are invited. The theme of this year's forum is Courage at a Cultural Tipping Point. And we have an amazing lineup of brave speakers on key social issues from the US, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. And in this episode of McBlog, I want you to meet two of the speakers. Now, I caught up with them all recently online and asked them a little bit about themselves and their messaging for the conference. So let's meet Dawn Hawkins from the US and Kirralie Smith from Australia. Joining me is Dawn Hawkins from Dawn, lovely to see you again. It's been quite a few years since we've met in person. Just for our New Zealand audience, NCOSI, what does that stand for?
The National Center on Sexual Exploitation, and we're based right in Washington, D.C.
Okay, and look, I think one of the most successful things of NCOSI, amongst many, to be honest, and we'll hear about those at the Forum on the Family, is your Dirty Dozen. Can you just tell us what that's about?
Yes, well, we're on our 12th year. We've been naming and shaming 12 major global companies, usually companies who are profiting from and facilitating sexual exploitation. And many of these are companies, mainstream ones that we use every day, that many don't understand or recognize are part of this big problem, yet they're, enabling it in different ways. And so we call them out and we have campaigns to go after them each year. We make it easy for people to email and communicate with the executives. And so often, Bob, we win. They change massive companies because of really, truly a global effort. Listen, and they make massive changes. Most recently, Apple is one. They rolled out some significant solutions for parental controls and paired accounts around the globe. So, yeah.
And you've had some successes even against prolific pornography website Pornhub, haven't you?
We have. My life's mission is to make sure that website has to change and have more accountability. The truth is that Pornhub and all of those pornography websites are rife with sex trafficking, with child sexual abuse material, with non-consensually shared content, not to mention the immense harm that those websites cause for individuals and families and children who are exposed to it. So we've been going after them. Our law center has filed some class action lawsuits against Pornhub, and we're winning in the U.S. courts, which is really exciting. And we've also kind of led similar campaigns to that Dirty Dozen list, targeting advertisers and kind of payment processors for pornography websites, and that's been really successful too.
Just finally, Dawn, what do you think is the biggest problem? Is it that we're not aware of just how rife and infiltrated the pornography industry is in our culture, or is it that we are aware but we just don't know what to do, or is it both?
I think many of us are aware because frankly, so many have been harmed and are seeing the impacts of kind of porn culture in their individual lives and in their families. But I think many of us don't think that anything can be done. And that's what I'm here to try to help people see, is there's so much that can be done. And we win when we join together, even just a few of us, and we raise our voices. And so, I think if we can help overcome that, there will be this huge movement, especially of parents who come together demanding a better world.
Dawn, we're really looking forward to having you and your husband in the country in August. And I know the audience are going to be really challenged and inspired by what you share. So pack your bags and look forward to seeing you at the Forum on the Family.
I can't wait. To see you again. So I'm coming to you. That's exciting.
Thanks, Dawn. And with me is Kirralie Smith from binary.org.au. Kirralie, it's going to be great to have you in New Zealand. First time speaking in New Zealand?
It sure is, and I'm really looking forward to it, Bob.
Okay, fantastic. Bring your husband as well. Make a weekend of it. Now, the image that comes to mind when I think of you is standing outside your house with the police putting you in handcuffs. What's that all about?
It wasn't handcuffs. It was issuing me with summons to court, but it was very surreal, Bob, to have two police officers turn up at my door and tell me that I had to go to court and that I was being accused of violence and that they were going to issue me with an apprehension of violence order because I'd simply identified males in female soccer teams in my area and in Sydney. So mind-boggling stuff. This has now been going on for a couple of years and I'm still caught up in court cases around that day.
So you've called out dudes playing in girls' soccer teams, and because you've upset their feelings, you're the one in court.
Absolutely. And this is, feelings is the word there that we need to focus on. I've never met these people. I've not done anything that's violent or aggressive or threatening. We've redefined not only the word woman in Australia, but also the word violence. And so it's really shocking to me and to many other people. There's threats over the things I say. I'm gagged in a lot of ways and censored in a lot of ways. But I will not stop in my advocacy for women's sex-based rights. I don't mind, however adults want to behave, let them behave. But when they start imposing that behavior onto us and it affects our sports, our spaces and our services, then I and many others have a lot to say about that.
And you're speaking up on behalf of girls who just want to play sport amongst themselves, want it to be a fair playing field. Are you getting a lot of support from them?
Look, we get some support, absolutely. And the ones that do reach out, I've held them in my arms in tears. They've spent their lives sacrificing, going to training several days a week, playing soccer, the game they love, to reach these elite levels of Premier League and beyond. Now to be forced with this position where they have to accept these males. Otherwise, the girls are threatened with suspension, expulsion, and or legal threats. And these are young women in their 20s mostly. Some of them are teenagers. They've just started in their careers. They've got young families. The last thing in the world they want to do is be dragged through court or, exposed in the media as some sort of hateful bigot, because they're not. They just want to play football. And now they're in this impossible situation of being humiliated week in and week out, having to play against these males.
The theme of our conference is courage and a cultural tipping point. And look, I've asked you to come and speak because I think you have shown courage, but courage does come at a cost, doesn't it?
Oh, look, it absolutely comes at a cost. But as I say to my kids all the time, choose your hard. It's hard not to speak out, and it's hard to speak out, but choose your hard, because if I don't speak out, I can't look my kids and future generations in the eye and say, oh, well, I just thought someone else should do it. I'm also, a very committed Christian, and truth isn't an idea to me. It's a person, and his name is Jesus. So I'm right. There is no way that anyone can convince me that a man can be a woman. So I'm completely confident. I'm willing to pay the price. My family is willing to pay the price. And I hope that others will stand with me as we all pay the price, because in the end, we will win and sanity will prevail and reality will be restored in law in these issues.
And just finally, you have just released a book.
Yes, it's called Devastated, How Gender Ideology is Tearing Australian Families Apart. Like I said, there is one story from New Zealand as well. These are absolutely harrowing, raw accounts of how these children were captured by gender ideology in their schools and how the education and political systems have utterly betrayed these families, and they're representative of thousands of families in both of our countries.
Kirralie, we can't wait to see you in August. Looking forward to having you speak at our forum on the family. Start packing your bags.
Okay, I'm really excited. Thanks, Bob.
So here's the full lineup of speakers. Dr. Miriam Grossman, live from New York. Dawn Hawkins, in person. A pre-recorded interview with Israel and Maria Folau, and that's due to Israel's rugby commitments in Japan at the time of the conference. And also in person, Kirralie Smith, Jeff Johnson, and Amanda Achtman. Now, register today. Go to forumonthefamily.nz. The last 3 years have been sellouts, so don't delay. forumonthefamily.nz. Register today. Bye.